So this is how Valve could stop hackers for real, or at least lower the amount of cheaters or hackers in matchmaking by quite a lot. Now, the problem isn't that the cheaters don't get banned, it's that they can play for weeks and weeks until they are, and then just get a new account for free, because CSGO is free and so is Steam. Now, full credit and link in the description down below to KIA Eds for this idea that I found over on Reddit. By the way, 1 like equals 1 less hacker in your next 10 games. Now taking a look at this Reddit post speaking about hackers, they say, I have kept an eye on obvious hackers in his recent matchmaking games, and even with one guy who was actually trigger botting with the deagle, which is really obvious, and ended up getting 43 kills. It was several weeks before they ended up getting VAC bans. 8 days for the trigger botter. Obviously it's a little bit quicker. Now the issue is, for those several weeks, they're killing the matchmaking game for the average player and the new players. Yes, they are getting banned, you can't deny that, but Overwatch is a slow to respond system, and the result is the game feels kind of unplayable for new players or unranked players, or if you don't have Prime, unless you want to just forget about your matchmaking rank and just play Faceit or ESCA or CSGO or something. Why doesn't Valve just add a client side cheat detection? That's the question. Why don't they do that? No, obviously it's not foolproof, but it will definitely reduce the cheats in game. Now, a few other people were replying to this Reddit post saying, my theory is that you have some baseline trust factor, which is calculated. That it's obvious trust factor is actually a thing. When you play with somebody with a low trust factor, and let's say you invite them to your game to start a matchmaking game on CSGO, it says, are you sure you want to play with them? They have a low trust factor. And the way trust factor is calculated is from things like account age, Steam account age, how many hours you have, the games in your library, how many games you have, quality of friends, and their trust factor, etc. I'm sure there's other things that go into it. Now this number doesn't really change much, and then you have the small adjustments that are situational: getting kicked, getting reported, getting friended after a game, getting commended, etc. But if these situations don't happen for a while, your trust factor converges to the baseline, the average, the middle, which in my case was pretty high, I guess, so not playing for a while helped my trust factor recover. Somebody else replied saying that they had created a new free account on Steam to play CSGO because it's free, to try and see what it's like for a new player, and they said they played around 20 games of matchmaking, and then after a few days I went to Steam's recently played with the ban checker add-on for Chrome, and on average there were 3 cheaters banned per game. Remember, he played 20 games, and that's only the ones that actually got banned. It's actually ridiculous. It's seriously ridiculous. I censored that one a little bit, but if I was new to the game, I would probably give up after a few games and uninstall. It's just kind of stupid, the amount of cheaters that there are in unranked non-prime games. It's actually incredible. Now, for people saying high trust factor accounts don't face this, I disagree. I'm reading this from the Reddit post. He says he has high trust factor, and then he links his Steam account, which he does, and even when playing with his squeaky clean friends that obviously aren't cheating and probably have high TF, they still end up running into hackers being extremely blatant. They don't get banned for weeks, if at all. Also, his point was that Faceit and ESEA have far less cheaters, at least as far as like a comparative ratio goes. Why not employ a similar control method to matchmaking with an enforced local cheat client detecting abnormal processes and abnormal movements with your aim and headshots and things like that, especially when you're using an aimbot or trigger bot or something like that, which is also aggressively updated, that this client that I wish they would make aggressively updated in the cat and mouse to be as close to behind the cheaters as possible. Subscribe if you want to be updated on all things CSGO, maybe even click that little notification bell, then click like if you hate cheaters just as much as I do, and I hate them. It's been Quadmft, and I'm out. Peace. This video shout out goes to Sadeo. If you guys want the next one, just comment something like #BellGang or Notification Squad down below. It's been Quadmft for the second time, and I'm out. Peace.